Hey, what's guys, welcome back to the channel. On this episode, we're going to be talking about batteries because if you have kids, chances are you're going through a lot of batteries, right? And batteries can be expensive. So are you spending the money on the right battery? That's what we're going to find out, right? So we're going to start a series on the best batteries. And on this episode, we're going to be talking about the batteries that are sold at your Costco, right? So Costco sells the Duracell batteries and they also sell the Kirkland batteries. There is rumors floating around that the Duracell company makes the Costco Kirkland batteries, but is that true? Are they really the best? That's what we're gonna find out today. So on this episode, we're gonna test the Duracell batteries and the Kirkland batteries, and we're gonna see, is it really worth the money? So if you're interested in that, stick with us. So we have two Kirkland and two Duracell batteries. These are brand new, just out of the packaging. So let's go ahead and test it, right? So we're gonna go ahead and take the Kirkland one, put it in here. Once it pops up, we're gonna go to discharge. Set discharge set to, we'll go down to 100 milliamp hours, right? Set enter. Current discharging. We're gonna take another Duracell, put it in here. We're gonna set this one to discharge, yes. 100 milliamp hours. That's the discharge rate. Okay. Then we're going to take the Kirkland, put it in here, and we're going to set this slot to discharge also down to 200 because that's going to be double the first one, right? So set enter, and then we'll go ahead and take this Duracell, which is also brand new. Go down here, set it to discharge, and set this one to discharge at 200 milliamp hours. So the discharge test is done. Let's go take a look at the results, right? Let's go to slot number 1, which is the Kirkland AA battery. Discharge 2,423 milliamp hours in 1448 minutes. The next one, the Duracell AA, 1,329 minutes and discharge to 2218 milliamp hours. Going to slot 3, which is the Kirkland AA, 2,158 milliamp hours and 645 minutes. That's the Kirkland. Going to slot 4, which is Duracell AA, 1982 milliamp hours and 595 minutes. So the difference here is that 3 and 4 were discharged at 200 milliamp hour rate, whereas the 1 and 2 are discharged at the 100 milliamp hour rate. So that's what the difference is. Let's go take a look at the numbers on paper. So looking at the leaderboard, let's go take a look at the Kirkland, right? So the Kirkland discharged at a rate of 100 milliamps per hour, had a total discharge time of 1,448 minutes and had a total capacity that was discharged 2,423 milliamp hours. That is the total capacity inside of the battery. All right, the Duracell battery discharged at the same rate, 100 milliamps per hour, took 1,329 minutes of discharge and had a total capacity discharged of 2,218 milliamp hours. So you could say by this data that the Kirkland AA battery has more capacity or holds more power than the Duracell AA battery, right? So how different is the numbers when we go take a look at the double the discharge rate? Let's go take a look. At double the discharge rate, 200 milliamps per hour, the Kirkland took 645 minutes to discharge the total capacity, which at that rate it discharged total capacity of 2,158 milliamp hours. And the Duracell at the same double discharge rate of 200 milliamps per hour took 595 minutes to discharge a total capacity of 1,982 milliamp hours, right? So if you go take a look at this data, you could say that for some reason the Kirkland battery definitely does come out on top of the Duracell in both cases, whether it's 100 milliamps per hour or 200 milliamps per hour. In both cases, the Costco Kirkland branded battery had more capacity and lasted longer than the Duracell copper tops, right? So if you look at the leaderboard right now, the Costco Kirkland is definitely on top here, as you can see here with the total capacity. But if you look at the higher discharge rate, the 200 milliamp hours, it still also comes out on top. All right, so what can we say about these batteries, right? So the one thing we can say is we don't know if the rumor is true that the Duracell company is making the Kirkland batteries. We don't know that. There's no way for us to confirm or deny that. But what we can say is that the Kirkland battery definitely outperforms in terms of capacity delivered than the Duracell batteries. So if the rumor is true that the Duracell company makes the Kirkland batteries, then that's a really interesting rumor, because what that means is that they have the ability to make batteries of higher capacity than the ones that they currently make here, right? They can, because they're doing it right here inside these Kirkland batteries, but they don't, because they're manufacturing a battery with higher capacity than their own. That's really interesting, something you might want to think about, right? So anyways, that's that, right? So let's go ahead and talk about the cost and the pricing, because we're going to figure out, would we buy these batteries again, right? And don't get me wrong, we've been buying Duracells for a long time, been buying Kirklands for a long time. Sometimes we can't figure out which one is better, so we just switch between the two. But at the current time of this recording, the 40-pack of Duracell AA batteries at Costco online go for about 19 bucks. That comes out to about 48 cents per battery. But the 48-pack of Kirkland batteries comes out to 16 bucks, which is about 33 cents per battery, right? And this is the online price that most people who shop at Costco know. If you go in store, it's actually a little bit cheaper in store, right? So if you can get it in store, it's definitely cheaper, and that's probably the best bang for the buck. Definitely go get those. But oftentimes, the batteries will go on sale in store too, so you get an even better pricing, and that's really when you want to stock up on those batteries, because that's going to be the best, battery for the money, right? So would we go out and buy these batteries again? Like I said, depending on what's really available, if you had to choose between the two, it seems like the Kirkland battery is the better battery to get in terms of for the money. But probably can't go also wrong with the Duracell batteries. Although I will go ahead and say we did not test how do the batteries work over long term, or they leak or any of that. For some reason, I think that almost all the batteries leak, at least all the alkaline batteries. I don't think I've seen one that doesn't leak. Anyways, I'll stop jibber jabbering. Hopefully the data helps you out, or the video helps you guys out. If you have any questions, let us know. We'll continue to test more batteries to see how they really stack up against the competition. So if you want to know more about that, just keep watching the videos we'll release later. Otherwise, have a great day, get back to work, and we'll see you guys next time.